And then talking of hip hop, I watched a very interesting interview. Nilikuwa na watch interview ya Phil the director. Sijua. Amani Philip Karanja wa Philip TV. Ule wa kigina mkurugenzi. He had this interview with NGUGI. Alafu unajua nile NGUGI, the NGUGI interview ilikuwa more of tell me you are a Da Joint fan without saying you are a Da Joint fan. Kwa watu wajui Da Joint nini. Da Joint is a show I used to host like back in the days on YFM. Because this girl just said like, hey, when I was young, like to deal with, because she came from like her family were abusive. The dad used to beat up the mother. The dad was basically abusive. So to escape that, she used to listen to a lot of hip hop. That's what she said. Then akasema, for example, the first artist akasema ni Immortal Technique. Okay. And one thing is for sure, like the first guy to ever play Immortal Technique on Kenyan radios, like back in the days. Then what was even funnier was because someone can say something and then it's fake. Like she's just saying it. But then akasema like even the way when she went to school, she'd use Immortal Techniques like stories kwa composition. So she gave a story where she was like, I once knew this guy named William, and his only mission in life was to make $1 million. Udemali, she quoted those first 2 bars, and I was like hey, yeah, man. Because me na Lynn tulikuwa kama best Facebook. Najua, like back in the days, we are still friends on Facebook. But I remember when she joined Tuko. I still remember that today. Bado nakumbukaga. When she joined Tuko, cause Tuko tunapongaga na yeye, cause Lynn used to have, I don't know if this was her cousin, her friend, but she used to hang out with this girl that had a humongous ass. And as I said, kwa kitambo kiasi, so I had not zeroed in on my taste of whatever. So I used to be fascinated na huo best yake. So kunabongaga kiasi kuna napenda kumwenjo ule best yako anaendeleaje, unajua. So it was one of those. So vile alijoin Tuko. Yeah. When she joined Tuko, I remember akituambia zile za hey guys, ile tu hey guys yake, please support this, share, like whatever. So tukienda kwa post zangu za kwanza kabisa huko kitambo akijoin Tuko, utapata kuna time nilikuwa nimerepost hiyo like link yake. But unajua that time I was working in mainstream media, so I was looking at this internet thing like this is bullcrap, this is whatever, but since she's a friend, we have to support. So but I don't think hizo time zote tuloibonga juu ya hip hop, unajua. But now coming to think of it, the only reason she could have been my FB friend was because she must have been a fan of the radio show, and then sasa kani whatever. So it was very interesting kubonga juu ya vile music influenced the way she looks at life. And then now when you look at Kenya and you look at some of the best interviewers, NGUGI is one of them. Achiki. So kuna zile raya utuangaliaga, unaona watu wanapenda hip hop, si ndio? Ashinda kwa nini watu wanapenda hip hop hivi?
Director Phil, Lynn.
Yeah.
Niko like sasa it was Phil saying, you know, how we used to listen to it. But Lynn,
It's Lynn.
And then Immortal. You know, unaweza sema Master Ace. Immortal.
She was Immortal. She even talked about Guru. Vile tumemention Guru saizi ndio nikakam na nini. So so niko nasema juu ukitaka kujua the power of this music, na pia ukitaka kujua vile America wagaina misuse this music is sisi tuko in third world countries tunasikia story ya someone in the first world and we end up relating to their story so much, si ndio? But the artists that we listen to, these artists that have these powerful stories, never make it to mainstream American radio. Wale wana make it to mainstream American radio are those ones of shoot, kill, si ndio? And then so now we have the damn hip hop, the rappers with a million tattoos.
Damn down.
Usha notice kitu moja nilinotice majuzi, you know the way I'm not a tattoo person I understand tattoos on dudes, but tattoos on chicks mwaga misogynistic when it comes to that. Nimesema kitu itafanya niendelee kuflagiwa down na YouTube, but kuna hiyo aspect yangu ile mu find like tattoos
itabidi umetatua.
tattoos in the original nini ini hiyo story ya YouTube lazima itatuliwe jo but tattoos with the original things they used to be things that thugs unajua I think even Bill Cosby tiki watu na quote Bill Cosby I think ashaimekigio joke vile the way back in the days if you saw someone with a tattoo you'd be intimidated but right now everyone has a tattoo so nakumbuka juzi nikiwatch Jay-Z so this dude has no tattoos. Should I notice Jay-Z and I got tattoos? Or at least visible ones? Because Nas has tattoos all over. Jay-Z's do your features hake aje because it's such an American thing to have like unexpect Jay akuwe na ki tattoo hapa like Blue Ivy kwa shingo. Hanaga hiyo.
I'm a King B.
Yeah, because I always find it to be like unajua zile vitu za why?
Growing up of course you had a lot of influence and you know through hip hop yako nasema you're trying to appeal to the ladies na nini yeah hakuna kitu ulikuwa na try kufanya like ever those you know ulikuwa unapenda kupias later in life ama
zizi kupias
ama those tattoos
zizi sikuwa hii mimi nilikuwa just tuna the stories that's why even like now vile nilikuwa nataka kupatia na hiyo relation ya hip hop na storytelling you see like the way hip hop kuonyeshanga that vulnerable side of you as a human now we're talking about hip hop in its purest essence not the commercial stuff ile suwanaga yeah all I make is millions but in its purest essence it shows you can be vulnerable sindio and that's what a girl like NGUGI was able to extract from it and that's why with her interviews she knows how to get that vulnerability out of you sindio and now iko nini kuna wasojazikaga how iko nini is also able to get the same thing the vulnerability
from the guests
from the guests and the only common thing between sisi wawili ni juu hip hop in its purest form because nusembaga hip hop in its purest form ni powerful than a genre like reggae because reggae talks about community it never talks about the individual so it's always be like we need to macheki hip hop inagonga I ama you as an individual because we becomes a problem because it means sisi wote lazima tuanze kuangalia life from the same perspective so unajuaga musiki za reggae mob sana according to me Bob Marley is the greatest of all time basa nikikam nisikize now these two new people akina Richie Spice yes I'll enjoy the song but it ends there I know nothing about the musician at least akina Bob yeah hakuna nini hapo so that's it but it was very interesting kusikia
very interesting
LYNN akibonga juu vile hip hop ilimu influence and vile the way hip hop used to make her escape her reality and the way she used it to so yeye mwenyewe hakusema that she used that to influence her interviews but according to me that's what she used because alikuwa tukipatiana an example of Immortal Technique alibonga juu Dance with the Devil so Dance with the Devil is this very bad story of this guy who decides to be a thug sindio so anakuwa thug alafu anakuwaga kuna siku hiyo ambiwagwa like ana need kuwa initiated into the gang so ikikuwa ni time ya kuinitiate into the gang wanaenda kwa a dark alley sindio alafu wanangoja watu wanaenda home so what happens is wanagrabigiu madha moja alafu wanamchapa alafu wanamfunika kichwa na sweta then after kumfunika kichwa na sweta what happens wanaanza kumnajisi lazima nitumie jina kunajisi kwa sababu nikitumia ile ingine unajua kile ita happen so anamnajisi so msa wa kwanza ananajisi huyo dem msa wa pili anamnajisi alafu msa wa tatu akimnajisi si alikuwa amefunikwa kichwa anaambiwa ukinajisi mtu lazima make sure umemwangalia kwa sura ndio baki ameona ajue kwa kweli yani wasat dominance so msa wa mwisho ile time bado yuko ndani ya wudem anabaki amemuinua nguo pabam si ndio sweater afu anaangalia hivi he was staring right into his mother how dark that story is so your story wishagaka umsamenda like after hapo you talk hapo and on top of a building alafu anaruka jo to Dance with the Devil so kulikuwa na hiyo alafu kulikuwa na ingine ilikuwa inaitwa so this other song I think it was called You Never Know so You Never Know was this story about this girl who'd contracted HIV through blood transfusion, and then kuna ira kwememnoki kwa nataka kumtwanga na hakuwa anaweza whatever. So you see these are stories about vulnerability, and that's what now LYNN is able to extract from her guests, and that's why she's one of the best to ever do it. Tushamsifu even before this interview, tushamsifu igi, but the only thing sikuwa najua hiyo that times connect that she got
like you
that
have a
from
connection
that. Yeah so connect that kuna hiyo nini baki suaga mapeste Facebook, so yeah maybe one day tutakachina, you never know.